Hey everyone, Cole here with Interteam Marketing. Just wanted to make a quick video showing you how to properly use negative keywords in Google Ads. Don't mind this account. It's an old account that I'm using simply to illustrate this concept. So don't worry about the data and overlay here. So what are negative keywords? Negative keywords are basically settings you can add that tell Google not to show our ads for certain types of keywords. Negative keywords have the same match types as normal keywords in Google Ads. So you can add negative keywords for exact match, which would negate anything containing the exact text of the keyword. So, for instance, if you say brackets, which is how you signify exact match, B2B marketing agency. And if you added this as a negative keyword, when somebody searched for B2B marketing agency, our ad would not show. The second type is phrase match. When you use phrase match negatives, you are telling Google not to show our ads for anything containing the phrase of the negative keyword that you add. To add phrase match negative keywords, you simply put a quotation marks around the phrase that you want to negate. So you do anything containing that phrase will be negated. For instance, if you had a phrase match negative B2B marketing agency, you would negate searches for things like the top B2B marketing agency in North America. So that is the second type, phrase match negatives. And the last, which has no brackets or phrase or quotation marks around it, is broad match. So B2B marketing agency. It's not totally clear how broad match works for negative keywords. I don't use it because of that lack of clarity, but theoretically it would behave as a more impactful version of phrase match. Broad match negative keywords will negate any search that includes all of the words in the negative keyword, not necessarily within the phrase that you're negating, though. So an example of this would be top B2B SaaS marketing agency. Even though it's not exactly the phrase of the keyword that you are negating, right? Because SaaS is in the middle, it will still negate that search term because that search contains every word in the broad match keyword that you targeted. Yep. So those are the three match types: exact, phrase, and broad match negative keywords. Now let's talk about the levels you can add them at. The first level that you can add negative keywords at is the ad group level. You would add negative keywords at the ad group level if you want to make sure that search terms are going into the right ad group. For instance, in this campaign, we're targeting a couple of different types of advertising agencies that people might be searching for that we would qualify for, such as B2B paid search agency and B2B advertising agency. If we want to ensure that all searches for B2B paid search agency go into the B2B paid search agency ad group and are shown super keyword optimized ads, we can add B2B paid search as a phrase match negative in all of the other ad groups in the campaign. Alternatively, we could also take the keywords that we are targeting in the B2B paid search agency ad group and add those keywords as exact match negative keywords in each of the other ad groups. This ends up being a little bit clunky at times with your campaign setup. For instance, if you make a mistake in the keyword targeting that you're using, it's harder to parse through all of the different exact match negative keywords as opposed to reviewing phrase match negatives, one or two phrase match negatives, that is, at the ad group level. If you do want to go with this approach, though, because it's potentially less impactful than adding phrase or broad match negative keywords, the best way to do this is by taking the positive keywords in an ad group, going into the other ad groups, highlighting all of them in Google Ads Editor, and then under negative keywords, clicking Make Multiple Changes. I've already highlighted the positive keywords from the other ad group and Control-C copied them. And then what you'll do is simply go into each of the, first of all, you will select all of the ad groups except for the one that the keywords are positive within. Then you go through all of the other columns and simply do not import everything except for the match type, or the criterion type is what they call the column in Ads Editor, and the keyword text itself. So these are the only two columns you need to add. Click Process, Review Changes, and now you'll see all of the keywords that were positive or in the B2B ad agency ad group have been added as negative keywords in Google Ads Editor. I like to then just go through and make sure they're exact. You'll have to go through these and remove duplicates potentially, because I think these are doubled up because we had the keywords in both exact and phrase. So yeah, you would just have to go fix that, or simply just highlight only one match type to begin with. So that's the first level, ad group. Then there's campaign. So adding a negative keyword at this level would negate every instance of that search in this particular campaign. This is really good if you've got your campaign set up thematically. For instance, if we had another top of funnel campaign that was not targeting agency keywords, we could add agency and agencies as phrase match negative keywords within the other campaign, so that all of the agency searches would be funneled into this campaign where we're actually targeting keywords associated with agency. This allows you to optimize your spend for higher intent keywords. It can also be useful for ensuring thematic keywords go into the right places. For instance, if we had a campaign for, I don't know, SaaS agencies, we could add B2B as a negative keyword so that all of the B2B search terms go into the B2B advertising agency campaign. So that's the campaign level. Level is account level negative keywords. And to access the account level negative keywords, you'll go into settings, account settings, and click here. You click add. Here you can add negative keywords for searches that you do not want your ads to show on regardless of campaign. So some examples of this would be if you do not want to bid on your brand name, you could add your brand name as a phrase match negative keyword here. Other examples could be really low intent keywords like login or jobs to exclude people looking to log into your software or competitor software for branded or competitor campaigns. And jobs would exclude searchers who are in market for jobs in your industry or jobs that could be similar to SaaS products that you are promoting. You can also use this section to add like dirty words or NSFW words to ensure that your keywords are not pulling in potentially like risky searchers. And finally, the last place where you can add negative keywords is at the negative keyword list level. So to access that, you go to Tools, Shared Library, Exclusion, Negative Keyword Lists. We have a number of different negative keyword lists that we've created in our manager account for different types of low quality searches. These include things like non-English characters. We added a list of non-English characters for most non-English alphabet languages and added each individual character as a phrase match negative keyword to exclude non-English searchers, which do get pulled nowadays with exact match keyword targeting. These can also include names of states if we don't want localized searches, names of cities. Sheep/free is another common one that we exclude. Job searchers, books, courses, aka DIY or informational searchers. Login download, we talked about that. There's a bunch of different negative keyword lists that I've set up as MCC negative keyword lists because I tend to use them so frequently, and this saves me a little time. But for each individual account, I also set up a couple of keyword lists at the account level. So one is competitors. I put all of the competitor keywords in phrase match negatives so that we can isolate competitor searchers in competitor campaigns and not bid on those keywords in our general targeted campaigns. We then also have an account level negative keyword list, similar to the one in the account settings. I just prefer using negative keyword lists instead of account settings because it's a little bit more flexible. And finally, a general negative keywords list where you can batch negative keywords that are going to be frequently used across multiple campaigns, but you do not necessarily feel comfortable negating them from the entire account. An example of this could be something like advertising agency in Toronto. That could be a keyword that I may want to target later on for localized searchers, but I definitely do not want to target it in the B2B or B2B SaaS campaigns. So adding it into this general campaign makes it easier to target those keywords later on if I decide I want to. Cool. So that's it for negative keywords. I know this was a bit long, but negative keywords are super important because they give you control over targeting quality searches. I hope in this video you've been able to see how to use the different match types and different levels for negative keywords. And hopefully you also learned a couple of little tricks to save you time. If you have any questions, please leave a comment or shoot me a message on LinkedIn. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Cheers.